coming to the show?
Yes, I do. I wish I was there. I wish I was there right now to talk about it and talk about it with you. But you know what? Because they already put people there like you. You guys are already in position. So you'll be talking about that. But I'm glad that I'm able to talk about when I come back. You know?
Okay, so is there plans for a new show, or are you coming back to the Wendy Williams show?
Coming back to the Wendy Williams show. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow. Because I know they were talking about SHEERI Shepherd taking over the show, a new what?
But I won't be watching her because I know what she's going to be doing, and that's really not my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wendy, my, have I waited for this day. Greetings, good people. Thanks for clicking on the video. Auntie Wendy says that she will be returning to her show, but I highly doubt that now that is going to take place. I know I am late with this story, but it is what it is. I'm back. Welcome back to me, okay? So you guys, if you've been keeping up with my commentary in the past regarding my Auntie Wendy, then you know I was in denial, okay? I still am to some degree. I said Wendy's going to return to that purple chair in due time and when the time is right. But after seeing multiple instances and little interviews and things and seeing Wendy, I don't think it's a good idea for Wendy to return to her show. I don't think that she is capable at this time to return to her show. She says she's coming back. Maybe she's not coming back on television. My hopes is that she comes back to radio, podcasting. But deep down inside, maybe it's time for you to unplug the microphone, Wendy. I don't know. I don't like what's taking place. She's coming on to social media on these lives. This interview with Fat Joe was a disaster. I saw it in its entirety and I was mortified. I don't think that she should be doing any interviews with anyone because it's all bad. She did an interview, was it or CBS Good Morning? A couple, like 2 months ago, whatever it was on, and she was just on the telephone. She did not want to appear on camera. She sounded disoriented. She sounded like somebody was telling her what to say. Then she went onto her newer Instagram page and she was just saying that her lawyer was a crook. She kept saying she wants her money. And then there's this, she was out and about with Jason Lee. It's just a lot. I'm really sad to see Wendy go out like this, but Wendy is not well. Her business is not intact. I do think that she is being robbed in some shape, form, or fashion. I don't think that everything is all good. Recently, it was reported that there was someone basically... Child, this is all bad. I can't even slice it any other way, but this is all bad and things are not okay with Wendy. And it's really sad. I think that she should be left off of social media. Her ex-husband, he did a live. I've been keeping up with all of this stuff. I'm just now talking about it because it's something to talk about and I felt I'm ready to talk about it now. So Wendy Williams says, she's coming back. She says that she's not going to be watching the SHEERI Shepherd show. You guys know that people have been filling in for the Wendy show. Debmar Mercury basically have been giving statements to media outlets saying they pulled the plug on the Wendy Williams show and SHEERI Shepherd is going to be taking her place. You know that Nick Cannon's show has been canceled. I'm surprised that it lasts as long as it did. I probably was the only one in my zip code watching. But SHEERI Shepherd, I'm going to be honest. I thought that she did well hosting, filling in for Wendy, but I think her claws are coming out and it is a dog eat dog world. It's very competitive in the entertainment business, in the music business. And I don't know, SHEERI Shepherd comes across as a little bitchy. Maybe she is feeling the need to defend herself because people don't want her. They want Wendy. I think that she is capable of hosting her own show, but will people get tired of her? Yes, I do think so. Will she last more than one season? She could. I don't see it, but that doesn't mean that it can't happen, right? So Sherry Shepherd also chimed in because people like to instigate stuff, and she went on live. I think she intentionally went on to live, and she intentionally answered certain shady questions or comments that were in her live. My opinion is Sherry didn't have to go live to address anything that Wendy said, but I guess she is tired and she feels the need to defend herself. So let's take a listen. I'm pretty sure some of you have already seen this. Let's take a quick listen to what Miss Sherry Shepherd had to say regarding Wendy Williams.
She won't be watching your new show. Yeah, I watched Wendy Williams, her live with Fat Joe. I absolutely did. And I and I did watch that I did.
First of all, why are you laughing? Is that a nervous laughter, or are you laughing at Wendy because she's not well? Sherry, this is not a good look.
Hear Wendy say she will not watch me on the new show, and that's okay. I understand. I'm not mad at Wendy. She's going through a lot. I would say that everybody should be praying for Wendy right now. I'm very concerned.
Pray for yourself.
I'm really, truly concerned about her.
No, you're not. You ain't concerned.
Because I don't feel like there's anybody over there protecting her.
Ooh.
And it's really hard when there's no protection around you and you just have people hanging on.
Oh.
So, yeah. But I'm not mad at Wendy because she won't watch my show. If you was worried about everybody that don't like you or not gonna watch you, you'd be I already got a broken shoe. I can't take on no more stress. Yeah. So she's out there in New York. I don't know who's out there with her. So I'm not gonna put the label of her being bitter. And then she's not well.
Wow.
So it's just a lot going on in Wendy's.
All right, that's enough because I'm tired of her. Lunchpad McQuack gets on my last nerve when it comes to certain things, right? You didn't have to say all of this, but again, it's her social media. People can do whatever they choose, right? But I think that this is not a good look for you, Sherry, especially because you're trying to win over Wendy Williams' audience. You don't have an audience of your own per se. Yes, you were a panelist on The Real, and you were Lunchpad McQuack then, and you're still Lunchpad McQuack now. Now, if you were 80s baby, then you know who Launchpad McQuack is. Anywho, you're trying to win over her audience. Throwing subtle jabs at Wendy Williams is not going to win her audience over, okay? I'm pretty sure they're probably going to have to pay people to sit in the audience, like they did with Nick Cannon. So good luck, Sherry. I think you could have left all of this extra shade, trying to mask it as concern. Just stop being fake. Doesn't it? So much energy you use to be phony and fake. Just ignore the comment, right? But again, people can do whatever it is that they choose to, but I don't think it's going to work in your favor. It doesn't make you look very good, Sherry. I don't think you look good. But again, she's probably tired of everybody comparing her to Wendy. She's probably tired of everyone saying her show is not going to be as good as Wendy. We want Wendy. We want Wendy. But Sherry, when you were guest hosting, you were so fake with the network. You and the network were totally fake and phony. Oh, thank you, Queen Wendy, for letting me guest host, knowing that you did not have a conversation with Wendy Williams whatsoever at all. And I hope you're taking note, Launchpad McQuack, because the same way that they did Wendy, it's a possibility they could do you the same way too. Look at Nick Cannon, okay? You're disposable. So if somebody else comes along and, they're all the rave with social media and the public likes them, the same thing could happen to you. But again, I'm 50-50 with it. I get it because Sherry probably feels that she has to defend herself. And on the same token, it's like, girl, you really lucked up on this show. Unless this was a plan all along. You never know. Sometimes people admire you, then they start to get jealous of you, and then they want to plot and scheme and take things that are yours. I'm just saying. But Wendy says that she's coming back. Debmar Mercury says otherwise. Okay, so this was an article from earlier last month from page 6 that reads, Wendy Williams vows TV return this fall, but sources say it's not happening. So the article reads, no matter how she slices it, Wendy Williams is not returning to her talk show this fall. The TV host remains emphatic that she'll be back in her purple chair in September, but it's logistically impossible. This is according to multiple insiders, okay? For starters, TV pros point out the production company, Debmar Mercury, signed a deal with the Views alum SHEERI Shepherd to take over Williams's slots. So the contracts are already signed. Where's she going to go? It's done. Logistically, it won't work. SHEERI has her time slots. This is what an insider told Page 6. So Williams sat down with Fat Joe, as you guys saw at the beginning of this video, and she insisted that she'll absolutely be returning to her talk show. And she also said, as you heard, she won't be tuning into SHEERI Shepherd's show. She said, I'm coming back to the Wendy Williams show. Absolutely, absolutely. This is what she told Fat Joe. Now, that interview with Fat Joe should not have happened. Now, I watched the entire interview. She was holding up a bad boy jersey. Child, she was talking about something that Joan Rivers gave her, I think. There were two men that were there. They were talking to Fat Joe at one point. I've never seen them before. I don't recognize either of them. I don't know who she has around her. I don't know what's really going on. It's just a lot. And I just don't think that things are all good over there. She was appointed a guardian over her finances. This was recently reported. Come to find out, that's not true. She didn't get to pick this legal guardian, and things are still messed up. Wells Fargo basically said they don't have anything to do with this anymore. They've kind of backed out and taken themselves away from the situation, which I find to be very, very weird. Okay. So Wendy, you know, she went on to say, SHEERI Shepherd, that's not my thing. It just seems that Wendy is aloof. At first I thought, okay, she was playing dumb and trying to trick people, but I really don't think that everything is right. And I don't foresee her returning to her show in September. Usually her season ends in June. You guys know she takes off for the summer and she comes back in September. So maybe the contract is up this month. It is June. But September is scheduled that SHEERI Shepherd will be taking over the time slot. So I don't know. I do think that they're using Wendy Williams' audience, her image and likeness and her name and stuff like that to garner an audience or for SHEERI Shepherd. We will see what takes place in September. Maybe there are some people who think that Wendy Williams will return to her show in September. And if they still think that, when they tune into SHEERI's show, they're going to be pissed. We'll see how the ratings do. We'll see what the guest lineup is looking like. I'm going to be tuning in, of course, because I want to see what's what, you know. But SHEERI has big shoes to fill, and I do think for her sake, if she wants to play this game, I don't think that she should say anything about Wendy Williams or her condition other than, I wish Wendy all the best. That's the only thing that I think that she should be saying, and I think that she should purposely ignore any comments in her live videos that have to do with Wendy Williams, because this could all backfire on her. Okay. Debmar Mercury, apparently they're not happy that Fat Joe interviewed Wendy Williams. I mean, they'll get over it. I'm pretty sure Wendy Williams is not happy that somebody else is going to be taking over her show. They don't own Wendy, so they don't determine who she interviews with or not. Right. You guys know after the Met Gala that took place recently, Wendy Williams was seen out and about at the after party with Jason Lee. That's the Hollywood Unlocked founder, Jason Lee. And she was asked, TMZ reported when she was asked, hey, Wendy, are you coming back? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. So I don't know. They're saying that Wendy Williams is uninsurable. You know, she's a liability. Okay. We don't really know exactly what took place for Debmar Mercury and Wendy Williams to part ways, but apparently it was enough for Debmar Mercury to say, yeah, that's it. We're signing a contract with SHEERI. So long, Wendy. So I don't know. Yeah, June. I think usually ends in June, her show, right? The season ends in June, and then she always comes back in September. She's been doing that since Little Kev was since he was young, because she would take off the summer and spend the summer with him and then come back in September. So I don't know. So this legal battle with Wells Fargo is still ongoing. Everything is not all good over there, and she doesn't seem like she's coming back, y'all. So I will be keeping up with all things Wendy as usual. All right, drop that in the comments, share your thoughts, let me know what you think. And before I go, I'm wishing Wendy all the best. How you doing?